Hello, my friends. Welcome to week 3 of September Perfectly Plaid. This week is Over the Moon video, which I am over the moon for these cards and this gorgeous plaid paper. I'm super excited to teach you another fun fold today. So before we go on a new Stampin' journey, let's take a look at my demonstrator website. So I'm here. You can order at any time that you want to, and you definitely want to go check out the website because they have new clearance rack items that you do not want to miss. So lots and lots of good deals there. This is my Facebook page, and I encourage you to be on YouTube. Thank you for those who have subscribed, and to be on my Facebook page because we do a lot of fun activities there. In fact, hello, my friends. This week we named our hedgehog from our Walk in the Woods stamp set, which was really fun. I had a really good time. So I will introduce you to the hedgehog once we get to it. Let's check out our magic box this week. Magic box! So, as always, I have the same colors for the whole month. If you're just joining me, you've never caught a video before, I do a monthly theme where I use the same stamp sets, the same paper, the same colors, and then we change it up each week and do something different. Our colors this month, are Memento Black Ink. We also have Cinnamon Cider, Gorgeous, Misty Moonlight, and Rich Razzleberry. So fun. Last week in Add a Dash of Glitter, I introduced you to this trio of punches, and we're going to revisit them again. They are a fabulous set of punches you're going to want to get your hands on because those are in the holiday catalog. They're not in the main catalog. So if you see some things and you have a question, please ask me because you want to get a hold of them if you love them. These are my blocks that I always have on hand. Of course, I always have my glue on hand, ready to go. We're using these little dots this week, and they're also in the holiday catalog. So again, you're going to want to get a hold of those. We're also using some of the black glimmer paper. This is all I have left again because I am loving this paper. You get 2 sheets. They're 12 by 12. It is gorgeous, and it doesn't come off on your hand. I think I've showed that every time. You don't have glitter coming off on your hand. It is a wonderful, wonderful accent paper. Once I'm not doing Simply Fantastic, because that's stamping paper, I pretty much always have dimensionals because I do love them. We've got our snips, just in case. I have my Pico tool for the little gems we're going to use. I have my bone folder, of course. I like to always have my bone folder. I always have a pen just in case I need to mark something down or make a mark or whatever. And then here's our black glimmer paper cut and ready to go. Super excited. Okay, magic box empty. All right, our paper for this month is Plaid Tidings, the September Perfectly Plaid, because this paper is phenomenal. And this also is in the holiday catalog. So if you're loving this plaid paper, I'm on round 2 of my plaid paper. And look, I barely have any left again. I have just used this bad boy up. I'm loving this plaid paper. And last but not least, our phenomenal Walk in the Woods stamp set. And we voted, so it came down to 2 names, Henry and Horatio Aluicios Hedgehog III. And Horatio, I'm glad to introduce you to. This is Horatio Aluicios Hedgehog III. Isn't that fun? I had a good time. I thank you all for participating and just having fun with me. It was super fun to just be silly. So this is our stamp set for the whole month. Walk in the Woods. Super, super fun. Okay, so today, let's go over. I'm going to pull my cardstock out here. We are using some Cinnamon Cider cardstock. And today's fun fold is brought to you by Jackie Bullhouse. I'm not even sure I'm saying her name right. She's super cutie. This is an idea I got off of her from YouTube, and I thought, what a fun idea. It's a really cool looking card that I think can look complicated, but it was really easy to do. So you actually have to start with your cardstock at 11 inches by 8.5 in order to make this card. So what we're going to do, I actually am going to kind of bring my cutter so you see it over here. We actually have to score it first and then cut it. That is very, very important, okay? So when you score in the horizontal, that's what this means. This is the horizontal side. You're going to score it at 5.5. Now, you are not going to fold it yet. You're just going to give it a score so that it looks like this. Okay, on the horizontal, you've now scored at 5.5. And on the vertical, you're going to score it at 4.25. All right, so we're going to go ahead and score it at 4.25 there. Okay, this is very different. This is something I had never done before. So now you see... Can you see the score? Kind of. Okay, there you go. Now you can see you've got it scored all the way across on the 4.25 and all the way on the 5.5. When you put it in your cutter, the important thing is that your scoring blade needs to be out of the cutter just for this cut, okay? Because what you're going to do is you're going to turn, oh, now you can see it. Now you're going to turn on the diagonal and you're literally going to cut from point to point. Okay, very different way to do our card, but super, super cool. I think I've seen this card on YouTube before, but sometimes you can see a card and feel like that looks a little crazy. I'm just trying to get it into the groove. So my point is to my point. Let me show you what I mean here. I'll try to pull it across. Kind of big. So point to point, and I have cut across that point. Okay, and it leaves you with, are you ready? I'm going to pull these across. It actually makes two cards for you automatically when you're cutting it that way. So you're left with these triangle cards, and what you're going to do then is you've already scored, thus the brilliance. You've scored and you've scored, and you're going to burnish those scores like so, and look at the cards you've created. Oh my gosh, isn't that amazing? What a fun card idea. And because you did it that way, you are actually left with, you actually have two cards, okay? So we're just going to make one today. I've made several, but I just want to show you that it makes two cards. Okay, so that's the top part of the notebook. The card base, you score first on the horizontal and the vertical, then you cut on the diagonal, and you now have two, what she calls a triangle card, okay? Now, you're going to come back to your DSP. So what you're going to do on your DSP, I already have a few pieces cut out, which is fine, but I am going to cut one. I'm going to cut a piece for you so you can see what I'm talking about here, okay? So what you're going to do with that is you're going to have a piece of DSP that is going to measure 5.25 this way by 4 inches. And again, you're going to turn it and cut on the diagonal. All right, that's what you're looking for. You're looking to cut on that diagonal. So again, you're going to go corner to corner. You're going to put it in to your track. I'm just looking to make sure I have it corner to corner here. When I put it down, and I'm cutting on the diagonal, and I'm going to show it to you again, corner to corner in the track, so that when you cut your DSP, you are left with triangles, okay? Super, super fun. Then the concept is you could do both the same color, but obviously I don't want to do both the same color. You know me, we need a little more color than that. So what you're going to do then is you have your triangles and they're ready to go into your triangles on the card. So fun. I really like the concept of this card. I think it's very different. And I liked that Jackie made something that in my mind I thought was going to be difficult. To be honest, I was kind of like, oh, I don't know. That looks like that could be super tricky. And she just made it very easy and approachable. And I thought, oh yeah, we can totally make that card. Okay, so now look, you've got this beautiful plaid on the triangle. And then I just have to figure out what I would want with it. I don't know that I love any of those. Isn't that funny? I don't know that I love any of those. So I think I'm going to cut another one, which is fine. We've got the time. We've got the paper. We certainly can figure out a different color scheme that we would want to have with our paper. Thus the beauty of having it. I thought I had some cut that I was like, oh, I'd love to have that one. But I obviously didn't. So no biggie. We're going to, we'll just cut it again. We'll just cut a new one. Give ourselves another option. The tricky thing is when you're cutting, the tricky thing to be aware of, I guess, is that you want to cut it. The diagonals are going to be different depending on how the paper's facing. Oh yeah, I love that. Look at that one. That's a good one. Okay, so you just have to look at the way your diagonal triangles sit to decide which side of the paper you want to use. And when you cut, you get two different ways that the triangles face. So once you start playing around with it, you'll be like, oh yeah, that's super easy and I love it. I love the look of it. All right, so already we sort of have the front of the card going on, right? Super, super fun. In the inside of the card, I have that you have an inside piece at 5 1/4 by 4 inches. And so you know what my rule of thumb is. Before we attach, we stamp, right? And that is always my rule of thumb because there's two sides of that white piece of paper. So if you were to have a happy accident, it happens, of some kind, you would be able to fix it. So make sure you can see my stamparatus well, that you can see the stamping. There we go. There we go. Okay, so we've got that, and we're going to come back to Horatio Aluicios Hedgehog III. We'll call him Horatio for short. So, so cute. We've got our little hedgehog. We're definitely going to want him today, and we're going to want our mushrooms once again. We are, of course, going to want our leaves. Today we're going to use Everything Will Be Okay. I actually love the Everything Will Be Okay. And we're going to use Wishing You Every Kind of Wonderful. And we're going to use I'm Lost Without You. We're actually going to use 3 different words today. I think that's really fun. We've got our leaf on one of our blocks, and we're going to go ahead and put Horatio on a block. And we're going to do our mushrooms on the plate. All right, so this whole month I've been teaching you the concept of masking, which I think is a really fun concept. And I think it's something that you can do and really have some joy in, really find some fun with. So what we're going to do today is we're going to mask opposites. So before, when I was showing you how to mask, we were stamping Horatio first, and he was sitting in amongst the mushrooms, and this time Horatio is going to peek outside of the mushrooms. So we actually need to stamp the mushrooms first and mask the mushrooms. So a little different, just something fun. There is no right or wrong. Obviously, I think I say that to you guys all the time. It is really a personal preference. Like, am I having fun with this? Do I think this is super cute? Yeah, it's just really for fun. So we're gonna do those mushrooms in the rich raspberry, which is beautiful. These fall colors have my heart for sure. I'm like gorgeous with the fall colors. So we're gonna do the mushrooms first. Okay, on the plate, nice and easy, gorgeous, gorgeous mushrooms. Then The idea of the masking is that you take the mask, and so in both of my videos, Add a Dash of Glitter and Simply Fantastic, I talk about the masking. It's on super cheapy paper. That is very important. It needs to be thin and flimsy paper, because if the paper is too thick, it will leave a barrier that you don't want when you're stamping. It will leave too much of a barrier and it won't look right. It won't be what you want it to be. Okay, so little Horatio. I love the name Horatio. So cute. Little Horatio is going to be in the Misty Moonlight. And what you're going to do, so you've masked your mushroom. You've laid that paper over top of your mushroom. Now we want to come over here as if Horatio is peeking outside of the mushroom. Hello, Horatio. Is that not the cutest thing you've ever seen? That is so cute. So that is just an opposite of the masking. We've just gone the opposite way, and I thought that would be super, super fun to do him a little differently in the other direction, right? Isn't that great? I love it. Okay, something else that we're going to do while we are right here, while we've got our stuff out, we have a white piece of paper that's going to go on the front. And we also have some scrap paper because we're going to cut out our words today. So we need to clean off Horatio. He is all done for this particular card. He can go back in, and our mushrooms are done as well. So our little mushroom cluster can be cleaned off and put away as well. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to put our words down so that they're ready to be cut out. That is important, and then they'll be ready for us later. And that's always a nice thing to have, is that they will be ready for us to use when we are ready for them. Okay, so the words we have today, first of all, I want to use this one, and I want to go ahead, actually, I need my plate for that, because I like my words to just be just right when I'm sitting them inside something. I'm sorry, my magnets were my magnets were doing their job, but they were doing their job so well that I could not get them apart. Okay, I'm going to do this. Everything will be okay. I just think that is so, so beautiful. You know what? I think I did this the last time. I think I stamped my leaves a little bit underneath and kind of gave it like a little bit of a shadow. So I think I'm going to stamp a leaf here. And I'm going to come up here with that leaf. Oh, yes, I love that. And then I'm going to come over with the rich raspberry. And then we'll do the Everything Will Be Okay in the Misty Moonlight and just really like make that pop. I think that will be beautiful. Oh, yeah, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, now come over with the Everything Will Be Okay. But see, the beauty of the Misty Moonlight is it's so dark that it's going to pop out above those leaves and give it kind of a 3D effect, which is super fun to do. I definitely enjoy doing that. Okay, so we've got our Everything Will Be Okay, and we're going to put that right down there. We'll be adding a little bit to this, but oh yes, I love it. Okay, we're actually done with the Everything Will Be Okay one, so we're going to clean that off and we're going to put that away. And while we have it out and ready to go, we're actually going to glue it to a piece of black glimmer. Oh my gosh, isn't that beautiful? So I want to talk about this real quick. I am actually going to do a Sew Now What video on our new Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. I'm going to show it to you. Try to get it in the video. This Stampin' Cut Emboss machine is pretty amazing. I'm going to do a Sew Now What so you can see like how it all works. But what I used, and I put it down there, these are the new celebration dies. They're also in the holiday catalog, so it'd be good to get a hold of. They are gorgeous, and they could be used for so, so many things. And I love that they nest in one another. So that is something that you're going to want to get your hands on. And this is just 2 of those dies. I wanted to show those off to you to see how beautiful they are. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my glue down here because I want this to be nice and dry when we're ready to use it, when we approach it to use it. And the other thing is that I'm going to go ahead and stick down my dimensionals because we're going to use dimensionals on half of it. And so this is where this is going to go on the front like this. You only need dimensionals on half of the piece because the other half doesn't get it because it opens wide. Your card opens up on itself. And so that halfway point, so I always, when I'm doing my dimensionals, I kind of look at this. I've got like a corner up here and a corner here. And that's what I'm basing it on, is these 2 corners here is about where I want those dimensionals to sit. Perfect, perfect, perfect. You know me, I'm just pulling out the lines because I like to use every part of my dimensional. Now, that is going to be ready to go when we're ready to put it on the front of our card, which we need. You let it dry, let it get some good dry time. The other thing that I want to do to get good dry time on this particular piece is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place glue dots in these little pieces right here, and we're going to use those beautiful gems. I think those gems are so gorgeous. So we've got a little glue dot in each spot, and once this dries, it dries wonderfully. But the glimmer paper, I have found it can be a little trickier to get it to dry. So this is where I use that pick-a tool that I was talking about, because it picks that piece up and then lays it down right there on this side. I know that it's not, I mean, it's not something you would have to use, but I just love the little extra mile that you go. So it just pops up off that card, just adding that little extra glam that we are loving and wanting. And then this has time to fully dry before you would want to send that off. You know, you don't want your gems falling off, or you don't want, you know, you want your stuff to be all nice and dry. Okay, so that's actually going to set to the side and be ready for us when we're ready to finalize our card. All right, so that's what we want to do there. Now, another thing that we need to do, let's come back and do a little more. We've got a little more stamping we want to do before we put our card together. We want to do the I'm Lost Without You. And I am actually going to do that in the black. Okay, and that is just random. I'm randomly stamping because I'm actually going to cut that out. So there doesn't have to be any perfection. I'm going to cut that one out. And then the other one that I'm doing, and I'm also going to do it in the Memento ink, is wishing you every kind of wonderful. As you can see on my scrap paper, I've actually already done some cutouts with that because I like to have paper like that where I'm just like, oh, I'm just randomly going to have words. I'm just going to have words that I can cut out and use. That's kind of a favorite of mine, to be able to have that. That's why you have your paper snips. I love these paper snips. And the whole thing with this, again, you do not have to do this. You could have squares cut out or other shapes cut out. I've kind of just been in love with cutting out my words randomly and having them be just, I don't know, just like this cutie little addition to your card. So as you see, I really move the paper. I don't really move the snips when I'm cutting like this. I move the paper along and just get a fun shape. Just something cute, just something little. I'm going to do the same thing with the I'm Lost Without You. I love that saying. That's quite beautiful. And just have a nice little shape. Okay, those are simple and easy, and they'll be ready again for us to use when we want to finalize our card. So actually we're done with the memento, so I can actually put that away. We have one more thing to stamp. We're going to actually bring our card back. We're done with our plate now. So we can put that to the side. Now, little Horatio, hello Horatio, is going to sit inside there. And what I like is on this, on the angle of the triangles, I want to take my leaf stamp. I just loved how this turned out. And I am randomly going to take that leaf stamp, as you see, and I'm randomly stamping my leaf in there, okay? Then I'm going to come around and do the same thing. I'm going to surround that leaf with the stamping. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, I just think it's so, so beautiful. Okay, I'm coming around. Love it. And then we'll get our cinnamon cider in there. Don't want to forget our lovely cinnamon cider. Okay, and I'm going to kind of fill in with the cinnamon cider. Give it a little plug there and fill in there. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, simple, right? Super simple. We're actually done with our stamping and we're going to start playing by putting our pieces together. So I'm going to close my stamp pads. I generally do that so I don't get my hand in my stamp pads as I get all excited. Now, the leaf trio that I showed you earlier, you're seeing me pull down. I generally, when I go to do cards like this, I will punch ahead of time. Look at all those leaves and acorns and fun things that I can choose from. That's kind of a favorite for me that I like to do. So I kind of do that ahead of time. I'm going to go ahead and place little Horatio down in the card. Okay, and so this fits beautifully, actually, fits beautifully in there. Like so. I love it. Okay, already, are you seeing that come together? So, so pretty. I have a strip of black glimmer paper. I have it at 5 1/4 by 1 inch. I think I'm going to snip it a little bit because Horatio came out a little further. No big deal. That's just me. I don't want to cover his face at all. So I think I'm just going to make it just a tiny bit smaller. Change that up just a little bit. I love that black glimmer paper in there, but I also don't want you to not see our hero of the day, right? We don't want to not see Horatio because he is the best. So fun. There were a lot of name choices. I loved that everybody got into that. That was super, super fabulous. So that made me really happy. Yeah, that was really, really fun. Okay, so I think, oh yeah, I feel better about that. I feel better about that. Okay, we're going to go ahead and lay that down on there. I had a super fun day yesterday. I got to spend some quality stamping time with my friends Shauna and Christy together. That was super, super nice. Really fun day. Just a lot of laughter and fellowship. I'm so grateful. I am really grateful for the friends that I have and just how blessed I am. I really feel very, very blessed. Okay, already look at that. That takes shape, right? Now, I'm going to flip it this way so you can see it again. This is just random. I loved adding little leaves. Like that blends too much. Let's do this one. I loved adding little leaves in amongst the leaves, right? Super, super fun. Again, this is always, as you know, my little add-ons, but we're going over the moon. So we need to use everything that we've got, right? We need it all. We want all the greatness. Oh yeah, I love that. Those acorns are just absolutely the cutest. I think those acorns are so great. Super, super fun. Let's see what else we got. Oh, that's a nice one. Love that big leaf. I don't really know my leaves. I know that's not shocking to you guys. If you've watched any of my videos, you know that I don't, I kill plants, not on purpose, but I kill plants and I don't really know leaves. I don't really know that kind of stuff, probably because I'm allergic to everything. So, I'm like, yep, I'm unaware. I'm unaware of that. It is what it is. It is the nature of the beast, but I enjoy it. I love the fall changes. So I haven't heard a lot about that from you guys. I'd love to hear what you guys, if there are favorite things that you guys have about the seasons. Mine is certainly, I love the changing colors of the seasons. I love the fall. I think it's so beautiful to watch the trees change. We have a really beautiful front porch with a swing that I can sit on and just look out at the fields. Oh, I love that. I love that so much. Okay, and so you see that I gave Horatio a little acorn. I thought he needed a little acorn down by his face because he's so cute. Let's do, what do we got here? Oh, that's pretty. Let's do that one. That's beautiful. Um, yeah, so I'd love to hear what you guys do. Do you travel? I know it's hard. I know a lot of people, you can't get out like you'd like to, but man, you could certainly go for drives right now and enjoy the gorgeousness of all of that. Enjoy the beauty of the seasons surrounding us for certain. All right, let's do that one maybe. Oh, yeah, I like that. So this is just all play. There's no, you know, how many you have or whatever. You could do whatever you want. Whatever makes your heart happy. I think that's really cute. Oh, I think I need one more. One more will make my heart happy because it is beautiful. Okay, let's do this one. Let's do this cutie one up here in the corner. Okay, I love it. Isn't that adorable? And then we need to try to get some of this stuff out of the way. Okay, so then now we can come back to, remember this piece that we did, and we got it all dry. We can remove the backing on the dimensionals so that we can put this down. Now, one thing that I did notice with these cards is that I take my time to burnish them more than one time because I want to make sure that they sort of at least will stay like closed because they want to pop open. That triangle wants to pop open. Are you seeing the greatness of that? Are you seeing the greatness of all of that? Then the only thing we have left to do is add our cute little words, which I kind of liked the I'm lost without you on the triangle. Oh, and you know what? I think I took a little piece. Yeah. Oh no, I like the I'm lost without you in that black because it sets up so nicely on that black piece. And I think I took another piece. Sorry, as I bent over there. I'm trying to see if I got any of my little pieces in there. There we are. I think I like a little piece of this. Maybe down here. I don't know. I already got the acorn down there. Maybe I won't do that this time. Just do my words. Nope, I'll just do my words. So there you go. You could do extra if you wanted to do extra pieces. I think on one of the cards I might have done a strip of paper and not an acorn there. So cute. What do you think? Okay, so this is the triangle card, which really wasn't all that difficult, was it? So you have the triangle card that opens like this. You have your little Hedgie who is now peeking out behind the mushrooms because we used the masking technique. We have stamped all of these little leaves and done our little leaf punch outs. Okay, down here, we've got our black glimmer paper, and then we used our cut emboss machine to cut out our beautiful images. Isn't that gorgeous? Now, I will show you, all the cards are the same, but I will show you the fronts because I did different patterns. So let me move this, kind of scoot all of this out of the way so you can see some of the different patterns. So we have this pattern. We've got that, which is similar to the one I did today, just different yellows. I thought that was really, really pretty. But then look at this one with like the pink and gray pattern, and then look at this one with the browns. Aren't they so pretty? I just thought these turned out really, really nice, and it's a different fold. So that's always fun, I think, to have a different fold. And then they're all the same inside pretty much. I mean, they pretty much just have the leaves and the different things, but it's still really fun to do like a different, poor little guy, I need to add a little more glue. That's what you get. You gotta make sure it's dry. So I will warn you on that. Like these little guys, because it's the glimmer paper, you really want to give it some time to dry before you kind of mess with them too much. Okay, and there you have it, right? So fun. All right, let's go to the front screen. Okay, my friends, I hope you enjoyed Horatio as we introduced him officially and this new fold. I hope you try it. And if you do try it, please post your pictures on Facebook because I find so much joy in seeing the things that you're making. And this week, we'll have some fun little things talking about fall. We'll do some fun things and get you talking about some of your favorite fall memories, okay? So what am I going to tell you to do? As we go out in this world, which is difficult and can be a trial sometimes, it is our perspective and our attitude that makes the difference. And if we're looking for ways to make the world a better place, we'll find the opportunity to do so. So go and make the world a better place, my friend. And until I see you next week, I bid you adieu.